She's here, waltzing in
How goes
like
the
she
feet?
owns the place.
Caught anything slippery?
Aye, our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a fleet with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what? Pray tell.
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. It is only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
One of the Sahagin has the echo. Is it the echo given by Leviathan or our version?
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon, soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise mid surging waves to wash away the finless one. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Suspicious.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks.
I wouldn't
There
leave
is something
Tataru
I
in
must
charge.
see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
She doesn't have much, so she literally just has like a sword. That's probably it. Leviathan, no? Plainly, should the worst come to pass, and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet, so long as there is even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa and meet with the Admiral. He will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. Teleport to Limsa. Let's go to the Arf Castle, isn't it? Oh no, it's the command room, which is just over here. Not too bad. Oh, loading. It always takes a while when loading into Limsa because there's normally loads of people here. There we go. You're expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. I take it Jastrola has appraised you of the situation. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Zahagan had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count for the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanland to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we were faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavour. But if, God forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support. much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. Can I only assume that you have sound reasons for doing this? I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own eyes. Is that so? Well, I'm not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Tegan, Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagan movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of their latest intelligence. Commander Fulk Breeder has charge of the garrison. Camp Skull Valley is the one right next to Aleport. Makes sense. Sorry, trying to crunch my neck. It's making little clicky noises, but not doing the proper crunch. Fishy Guild. Little Fishy Guild. All aboard the ferry. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoitre the Sapsa spawning ground. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe of the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, presuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may be wounded. Though it pains me even to consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask you to recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory. However, we can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Oh, somebody of all the times to forget the restorative. There you go. You're fine. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by serpent reavers. Lightly armed as we were, we didn't stand a chance. We were able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the serpent's tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. It is that way. There we go. Wasn't targeting them properly. No. I recover some dying or dead members of your team. Gift of Eternity. Thrice damned fishback bastards. Oof. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Salute. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, Savvy. With my apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our soul-surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherite at the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around Sapsa spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as to that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagins' legions of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Tegan and Ishtola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defences, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle round to join the infiltration units of Ishtola and Tegan. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Memphilia as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle. Yeah. When last did we fight side by side, Tegan? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. I just cheese my way through any defences by just flying over the whole thing. Now we got them to spawn. Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They
Damn
make
them.
thralls of soldiers and
Nope.
civilians both.
Did I miss much?
Well timed. Yep.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
He likes fighting with one knife. But then he's like, no, I guess I gotta use two. Nice flip, Thancred. Woo!
To the Aetheryte!
Why did we split up the way we did? We put the 2 rogues together and then 2 white mages together. That doesn't make any sense. Gun. Gun.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
Dual wielding guns.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea.
Lord of
Lord
the world.
Deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
I am inevitable.
O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
I'm just going to keep shooting you until I finally can get through.
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
Uh-oh.
my being. Step away. It should by right be infinite.
It just sinks away again.
Where did he go?
Where did he go? I'm going to guess the ocean.
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Unless I speak of no normal... understand I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? I don't know. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure. But Lemlian herself would struggle to best the Lord of Whirl in this element. In a straight fight, it would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command zone. Command room. I mean, you can go wait in the command zone too, but that's a whole different matter. My snacking on chocolate to stay awake is not working as much as it should. And I'm running out of chocolate. Then I'll have to start snacking on all the cheese. Waiting for that NPC to appear. You're expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. I don't intend to, but I had to wait for you to load in.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells. Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself.
I need to not fall
Waves
asleep.
and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes do in their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Yeah.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have
He's
gleaned
a
of these
Mistbeard
matters,
fanboy.
the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
How many ships are you tying together for this?
Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait.
Morabee Bay.
Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
Smoke face.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best to be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim. And even should it be true, it is as Istola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. This man is of their number. What could he tell us that we do not already know? And yet, having wagered Limp's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessels will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed primal slayer's claim. Tegan, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet. In Lower Landesea, the Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But, sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stable, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. Also before... Gods, man, I've been working 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright. I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that Trapdoor ain't a generous soul. Now pick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, eh? But there's only one that so much epicness can take in one's sitting. It's just, sleepiness. The tale of Trapdrum's epic victory over the dread primal Leviathan. He's wearing a very strange outfit, is what he's wearing. Also, welcome, Ritual Net. Now, Leviathan is huge. Leviathan. Make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members lot. Foof to you. Foof. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. I am very tired. I didn't sleep well, and then got up and I've just been dashing around all day. And I'm back, and I'm sleepy, but I'm here, and I'm here. That's the important part. And we're doing the post-ARR story. And we're about to fight Leviathan, I think. We're just getting this liar out of the way. I don't know. In all honesty, I don't care what he's talking about. We know he's a liar. He knows he's a liar. See? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never a part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with my own eyes. A few years back, he saw him loitering around the harbour. Giant sea serpent. I mean, yes, but surely all sea serpents are giant. Unless there's like little ones going around somewhere, flittering about. Ooh. I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that sentence. Yeah, I'm planning to fight Leviathan. We just need to stop all the swearing. So much swearing. Tegan, this is Minphelia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon. Leviathan? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at Morabay dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. Right now is the answer. And there's Morabay dry docks. Swoosh! Flying around with a monkey. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Royal Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage. Yep, tonnage, but because they pronounce it tons, it's tonsage. She has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might manoeuvre freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable. Oh no. But I'm not one to tempt fate. No, I'm not going to have a nap on stream. I'm not going to do that. I'll end up mumbling or snoring really loudly, and you don't want that. The Royal Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Okay. I've got 30 minutes before I'm going to go on break. So let's see if we can beat Leviathan in 30 minutes. Should be simple enough, as it's only a basic version of Leviathan. Ah, I know that ready. I know that ready? I know that look. You are ready. Do it, do it, do it. No, no, no. I mean, unless you're saying do it as in beat Leviathan, in which case, yes. If you're saying do it as in have a sleep stream, then no, I'm okay. Having been constructed in some haste, the Royal Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Noldic and Vermelli are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of its hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. Someone else will do that. I'm going to be a healer, therefore it's more important for me to be healing. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defence. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force may not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsra, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Ugeri the fifth. By what words have I for a woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storms, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of my own. Know that we have the utmost faith in you, Tegan. May the crystal bless and keep you. Can I go fight Leviathan now? I just want to kill the big snake and listen to the cool music. to the point where I might just turn the music up and then ready myself. System config. Boop. Oh, no, that's listening position. That's not what we want. That's somewhat better. Then we go entrance. The Whirl Eater. Immediate launch. Thanks, Solo Healing. Ooh, I may swap that to party. I got my greet and my send off. But because it's the first time, I'll be in a cutscene, so I want to actually type in a greeting. Hello, team. Oh, I posted that too quickly. It's the Whirl Eater, which is meant to be two ships tied together. Instead, it's just one ship drawing a big raft. Leviathan launching bubbles at us that are much better cannons than our cannons were. So speedy. There we go. That's the music. Dum, dum, do. Dum, dum, ba. Dum, dum, bo. Dum, dum, Luckily you can't get knocked in this one. In the extreme mode of Leviathan, it drops all the barriers, and you can then get hit and knocked off the edges. I think that was the There we go. Woo! You mean performing the hacker? Ooh, I got one commendation. That took a lot less time than I thought it would. I can also now drop the background music back down a bit. There we go. So then hopefully you can hear me again. I don't know if you could hear me through that or not, but it has a habit of getting a bit loud. Also, I think my actual sound is a lot lower than it normally is. Sorry about that. But that might be better. Now you should be able to hear the background music as well as me. With any luck. Command room in Limsa. Yeah, Leviathan music is pretty good. I mean, all the primal musics are pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Moving myself around. Command rooms that way. Dum, 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 bah. Dum, 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 bah. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits. But today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honour of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, madam. On that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Good on him.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat, not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
So this was the update to the base game. The little addition of post-game that was added where they put Rogue into the game. That's why they're talking about being like, I would teach people the art of being a ninja. Oh, well, there's a guild in Limsa already where there are rogues. And it's like, but at this point in the story, you could already be a ninja because you'd be level 50 and you could have picked up Rogue at level 15. But as the story actually developed when they were releasing the game, this was the patch in which they added the Rogue and Ninja class and job.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labour to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlian, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
Hearing Talos and Jaffe be exacerbated is funny.
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood.
Yugiri's just walking in to talk to people and then being like, oh, I'll sneak back round the corner and have a listen.
History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the primal's existence.
Yugiri could be Batman, you don't know.
Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. but we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning, but when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
Okay, very hard line.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Yeah.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Not sure about that message there from Emerald Wynn. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Urikiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for small fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there, and present this letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of this fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Leminson society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. And good luck. So many people. I am just a little mouse. Please, no help. Got business with me, adventurer. Here you go. Ah, you must be the Far Easterner that Merylwyn says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsalem, milady. I am Ugiri of Doma. It is an honour to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organisation, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Lims is a city of pirates. To be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. It might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business if we remain unseen. And so you've developed fighting techniques suited for this purpose. I see. Know that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that the greatest strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the Seven Hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, Ugiri of Do What's It, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? No, it didn't. Lady Tegan, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us, Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When the time comes, it will be my honour to welcome you as a student. Yeah. Item level 90 weapon coffer. Item level 90. Sorry, I keep having to yawn. Much and more. There, wrong voice. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Memphilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfil my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light.